Understanding your rights and protections as an LLC member is essential for anyone involved in this popular business structure. Limited liability companies offer unique advantages that combine corporate liability shields with partnership-like flexibility. LLC rights are outlined in two critical documents: the operating agreement created by members and the articles of organization filed with the state. These rights apply whether members are individuals, other LLCs, or corporations. Let's examine the financial rights LLC members enjoy. Members have the right to share in profits and losses of the business. They're also entitled to a portion of company assets during operations, liquidation, and dissolution. The operating agreement typically specifies whether these distributions are equal or proportional to capital contributions. If no operating agreement exists, state laws provide default provisions to govern these matters. Voting rights are another fundamental aspect of LLC membership. The extent of these rights depends on the management structure. In member-managed LLCs, members vote on all business matters. In manager-managed LLCs, voting is more limited, but still includes crucial decisions like amending the operating agreement, electing or removing managers, admitting new members, and approving mergers or dissolution. Inspection rights allow members to access and review company records. Many states require LLCs to maintain specific information that members can examine, including member names, addresses, contributions, profit allocations, and certain tax returns. While operating agreements may modify these rights, they cannot eliminate them entirely. One of the most valuable aspects of LLC membership is liability protection. Members are generally shielded from personal responsibility for business debts and obligations. However, this protection isn't absolute. Members remain liable for their own wrongful actions, personally guaranteed debts, fraud, illegal acts, or when they fail to maintain proper separation between personal and business affairs. Members and managers often have fiduciary duties to the LLC and other members. These typically include the duty of loyalty to avoid conflicts of interest, the duty of care to act with diligence and competence, and the duty of good faith and fair dealing. Operating agreements may modify these duties, but cannot permit willful misconduct. Asset protection mechanisms, particularly charging orders, provide additional security. If a member faces personal creditors, these creditors can only claim distributions without seizing LLC assets or gaining control. This protection is typically stronger in multi-member LLCs than single-member entities, as courts are reluctant to disrupt the rights of uninvolved members. Every LLC member has the right to receive distributions of company profits, though the timing and amount are usually determined by the operating agreement or member vote. However, distributions cannot be made if they would render the LLC insolvent or unable to meet its obligations. The right to information ensures members can stay informed about company affairs. Members can request, inspect, and copy relevant business records with proper notice. This right must be exercised reasonably without disrupting business operations. State laws often guarantee specific inspection rights regardless of operating agreement terms. For example, California law allows members to examine records reasonably related to their interests during normal business hours. Courts generally enforce these rights when LLCs wrongfully deny access. Members also have the right to dissociate or withdraw from the LLC at any time, though this may trigger consequences outlined in the operating agreement. Upon dissociation, members typically receive a buyout of their interest at fair market value, release from management duties, and any previously owed distributions. However, withdrawing in breach of the agreement may result in penalties. LLCs must maintain certain records, which vary by state. In California, for instance, these include member information, equity contributions, profit allocations, tax returns for 6 years, organizational documents, financial statements, and internal records for at least 4 years. If member rights are violated, legal remedies are available. These may include civil actions to enforce inspection or distribution rights, court-ordered dissolution for oppressive conduct, or monetary damages for breaches of fiduciary duty. Courts consider whether the LLC's actions were arbitrary, fraudulent, or contrary to governing documents. Understanding these rights and protections helps LLC members navigate their business relationships effectively. While LLCs offer significant advantages, members should remain aware of their responsibilities. and the limitations of liability protection. Properly structured operating agreements and adherence to corporate formalities are essential to maintaining these valuable protections.